Hi, this is Todd from Sniping Rhino Ranch. In today's video, we're going to tell you how our day's going because Jessica is having her first surgery today. If you haven't been following what's been going on, we'll have a link in the description talking about what happened, how she ended up hospitalized, and why she has to have this surgery. So make sure and check that out. Also, if you're not a subscriber, help the channel out. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming homestead related videos. That being said, let's see how this day's going for us. So when I filmed that clip, we definitely didn't think our day was going to go the way it did. We certainly were not expecting them to almost lose Jessica twice during surgery and having to shock her to bring her back. So because of that, we had tried filming as the day went on, so we're gonna play basically from on our way to the hospital to where we're at now, and wherever there's gaps, I'll just fill in the gaps while I'm sitting here. So let's see how our day started and go from there, huh?
Okay, this is me and Todd. We are on our way to the hospital for the first procedure, so we will see how that goes.
So we're at the hospital and we're just waiting to go in. I like to get to places early and Jessica does not, so.
Not this early.
So, anyway, well, we're praying everything goes well and we move on to the next surgery after this, so. But I guess we gotta get this one done first, huh? So we got inside the hospital, we checked in, and then they came down, got her to bring her up to the surgical ward, and that's when things stopped going as planned. The Friday before and the Monday before, we had been told that I would be able to go up prior to her surgery, and then after the surgery would be able to go up and be with her. But with the COVID-19 restrictions, that was not the case.
So I'm here in my room waiting for my procedure. I've had the nurses come in, take my blood, take my pulse, do all the vitals and stuff. Todd's not allowed up, so I'm sitting here all by my lonesome.
And so I had to watch her walk off and had to go back out to the parking lot. So while I was in the parking lot, we FaceTimed quite a bit because it was a good few hours before she actually had to go into surgery. Because we were planning on me being there, I had the power cable, so her phone started to die, and basically we had to stop talking, and she texted me right before they took her into surgery. And it's pretty nerve-wracking for her. I tried to make her laugh while we were doing that, but then she went into surgery and the waiting game started. So the surgery was supposed to be 30 to 45 minutes long. Somewhere around the 2-hour mark, I started getting pretty nervous because it should not have been that long. So I went and asked, hey, what's the status of my wife? And they're like, hey, she's still in surgery. What I didn't realize is that they had went in to just fix one spot on the right side of her heart. This was supposed to be a minor surgery, 30-45 minutes, but when they got in there, they found a lot more damage on the right side of her heart, and so they had to repair that damage. Additionally, during the surgery, she started to crash, and they had to basically shock her heart 2 different occasions during the surgery, so that she would live. And so the surgery ended up taking about 3 hours and ended up being a major surgery. One of the things that I'm really grateful for is that one of the surgical team came down. I talked to the doctor. She told me everything that had happened, but one of the surgical team came down for her backpack that I had with me in case she had to stay overnight. We had expected her to be released that day because it was a minor surgery, but as a contingency, we had an overnight bag. And because of everything that happened, she had to stay overnight. In fact, when that member of the surgical team came down, talked to the people at the hospital there, and was like, hey, listen, this guy's wife just had major surgery. We're getting ready to wheel her out of the surgical room, and we'd like permission to take him up for a couple minutes to just see her before we roll her into the recovery room. And so that I am forever grateful for. I got to see her, and she, of course, doesn't remember any of it. They said, hey, she's conscious, but she pretty much has no idea what's going on. We have we each have a tiny little rhinoceros that we carry with us when the other one is in harm's way. It had been in her backpack. And so I took it out and I put it in her hand, and then I had to leave her. So that, again, a not easy thing to do, but I recorded this clip as soon as I got into the parking lot. So this is Todd. So the procedure went significantly longer than was expected. They found a lot more damage that they had to repair on this first procedure. And so, but she's doing well. They actually took me up there as they were bringing her out of the room and taking her to the recovery room. She was pretty much out of it. I don't think she'll remember it. But I gave her the match set to this Rhino that when I was going into harm's way, we each had one. And so tomorrow, hopefully, I'll be here first thing in the morning, and I'll take her home. So she's okay. So that's good. I was getting scared because she was in there so long. So yeah. So it's about a 2-hour drive from the hospital to our house. And while I was driving back, Jess woke up, and the team that allowed me to go up there was amazing. I had said something about her needing the charger for her phone, and where it was, they had it out for her. They plugged in the phone for her. So as soon as she woke up, she called me, and she was not in a great spot. She was in a significant amount of pain. We FaceTimed while I was driving, which is stupid, so please don't do that. But whatever. When I got home, I filmed a little clip because I was a little shaken up, or a lot shaken up. So I filmed this clip. So I am back at the house with the boys. I'll be getting up early to head back to the hospital. So during the surgery, she went into AFib twice, and they had to shock her heart both times to bring her back, but everything went well, or ended up going well in the end. They were able to repair everything on one side of her heart, and she did not require a stent or pacemaker. So we've got this side done. This was actually the side with the least amount of damage, so hopefully the next surgery goes well also. And but she just woke up, and she's in a lot of pain, and is not doing well or feeling well, if she says it, or she says she's not doing well, but she's not feeling well at all. So, but the first one's over with, so good deal. After filming that clip, I was exhausted. I wanted to lay down, so I didn't want to be alone. I wanted the boys to be with me, so we brought up some folding cots, and we put them right next to me so I could sleep on the couch. We could all be in the same room. And then I didn't really sleep. But I was able to FaceTime her several times through the night. I mean, she was just so out of it. She would talk to me and then fall asleep, and then she'd wake up. But every time that we talked, she would get a little bit better and better. And so the next morning, I got up early, and it'd be a little delayed because she called me as I was getting ready, and I headed to the hospital. So it's a little after 6. I am on my way to go get Jessica, or at least go to the hospital. I'm hoping she'll be discharged this morning, but we'll see. She is doing significantly better than she was last night. The pain levels has dropped considerably. She was eating breakfast when I got done talking to her to jump in the truck. That's why I'm a little bit behind. But anyway, we'll be praying for the best, and hopefully I'm not there too long before I can bring her back. I should get there at 8, so I guess I'll talk to you guys then. So I'm at the hospital. I am waiting for Jess to call me to find out what's going on. So just hoping we can get her out soon and get her home. She'll probably be laid up for a few days for sure. But like I said, her pain level has gone down from last night, which is, I guess, expected, but it's good for us. So just out here in the parking lot as usual. We're waiting to find out what happened, so I guess we'll see. So we were hoping to have her discharged in the morning. Unfortunately, it did not work out that way. I spent a lot of time in the parking lot just FaceTiming Jessica. We were able to figure out where her room was, so was able to go outside of her room and talk to her on the phone, and she'd be able to see me, and I actually could see her this time through the window, which was pretty cool. And then the waiting game started. So a lot of the reason why it took so long was, of course, bureaucracy. Paperwork always takes a while, but also they had to make a decision. Originally, she was supposed to have her second surgery relatively quickly after this first one because of the damage that they had to repair that they weren't expecting, and because they had to shock her a couple times, they ended up to push it off. But finally, we got to the point where she got discharged. Hey, good looking. So I was able to pick her up. We were reunited, which is always big for us. We've had a lot of those over the years, but this one was pretty big for us. And had to drive 2 hours back to the house. When we got there, the boys were there to meet her. When she came out of the hospital last week, they had put a welcome home mom sign up. They kind of did it with a little twist for this one, which was pretty funny. And Jess proceeded to pretty much fall asleep within, it was before 10 minutes, it might have been after 5, but she's just trying to take it easy right now. So again, we don't know when her next surgery is. This next surgery is going to be a lot more significant on her heart to repair the other side, and her body needs to recover from this. I mean, there was a lot of work done. This surgery, of course, them having to shock her heart a couple times definitely is hard on it, so she needs to be at full strength before we do this next one. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, hit the like button, but more importantly, leave a comment of encouragement for Jessica. It's not easy on her to just lay around and recover. She's a go-getter, and so she could use some words of encouragement. And as always, If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming homestead related videos or updates on what Jess is going through. This is Todd from Sniping Rhino Ranch saying have a great day.